Hey everybody, have you ever wondered how do you get your documents done if you are having a closing or you need some paperwork done but you're at work or you're not near something, and what do you do? My friend Sheri Buckman is here. She is a mobile notary and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what she does and how it can benefit you. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you.
So, what started you? What got you into doing mobile notary?
I started the business in about 2 years ago, about 2023, and I was a full-time closing agent for a title company. My husband was retired and wanted the flexibility, so just decided to start my own business.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. So do you work full-time as a mobile notary, or is this kind of a side hustle thing for you?
This is my full-time job.
Okay.
This is my business, so I'm baby it to a T.
Okay. So, what kind of training or certification do you need to get started as a mobile notary?
Well, you need to get commissioned by the state, and honestly, that's the only requirement besides the business license. But I go above and beyond. I do have over 20 years experience in the real estate industry. I'm a member of the Notary Association, so every year I keep up with my education, and I have the title of a certified signing agent because I am doing the continuing education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what does a typical day look like for you?
It varies. I do try to block off Fridays as my play day with my husband, but I do marketing meetings at least once or twice a week. I'm going out to title companies, retirement communities, dropping off flyers, my business cards. So I try to do at least twice a week some marketing.
Okay.
And then I do appointments with loan documents. So I'm traveling throughout Knox County and surrounding counties.
Okay. And then today's Saturday, and you told me that you went and did one. You did a loan signing today.
I did.
You notarized.
Yep.
So that's really valuable because a lot of times people, they work Monday through Friday and they don't have the availability. So.
And that's why I want to do this, to help the families and individuals out, because everyone works and they don't have time. So that's why I am available on the weekends, weeknights, 6 or 7 if they need to use my services.
That's so valuable and so convenient.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what types of documents do you most often notarize?
Most often are loan documents. I do wills, trusts, affidavits, power of attorneys, the medical, financial. So there's just a wide range. If it needs a notarized seal, give me a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be something that's usually required. Like if somebody just wants to have a document that's not illegal or something like that, but just like wants to have it notarized, as in like witnessed that this is their intentions and this is what they want, then they could call you for that.
Definitely.
Okay. So how far do you usually travel for appointments? Like what's
my radius? Usually from here in West Knoxville, I go 50 miles out.
Okay.
If I need to go a little further, I can do that case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you work mostly with individuals, businesses?
Everybody. I'm even trying to get involved with some estate attorneys, social workers, individuals, definitely, family needs. Their parents might be moving into a home and they need that power of attorney notarized. So I am doing, of course, family members as well.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
Because I do know, like, there's been people that I've worked with in the past that they've had situations where the parent was getting to a point to where they couldn't make the decisions for themselves. And so that needed to be signed over to somebody that had the ability.
Yes, definitely. And just full disclosure, I am not an attorney, licensed attorney. I cannot advise any legal
You can't give legal
I
advice.
can't give any legal advice, but of course, if their documents are prepared, I could definitely help them with that. And my expertise in the real estate industry does help.
Absolutely, because a lot of it's so much paperwork, and if you don't understand what you're signing, it feels uncertain.
Right.
So,
right.
What is the most challenging part of being a mobile notary?
I was thinking of that. To be honest with you, believe it or not, it sounds silly, but it's my GPS praying that because of going back roads, that it's still going to work and get me to the right destination.
Oh yeah, I've done that before. I remember one time we took this trip to Washington State, and we were going to see my cousin's wedding or something, and put it in the GPS, and it just kept circling us around. So I totally get it. Have you ever had to turn down a client for a notary? Or
usually when people will call me for a notary, I try to ask them what type of document and try to close down those to eliminate, because I did have to turn down one before because I cannot notarize a passport. That is illegal to do that for the state of Tennessee.
Okay. Why did somebody notarize a passport?
I don't know.
Interesting.
So that was one.
So what's the most rewarding or like the most interesting experience that you've had with them as a mobile notary?
Mainly helping the elderly and the veterans.
Yeah.
Because that's my heart.
Yeah.
Is to help them and making sure to ease their mind and their family members.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Yeah.
How do clients usually find you?
My marketing meetings that I go to, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm just trying to get noticed that way. And then I also old-fashioned door knock.
Yeah.
Because that seems to work. It's that personal touch.
Yeah.
So you need
and that. Especially in this age that we're at with AI and everything like that, like people I think are really craving having a one-to-one relationship and not everything being robotic. Yeah.
And I like that touch.
You're real. So do you have repeat clients that you work with?
I am starting to get some repeat clients of title companies, so that makes it really nice because they have that trust with me, knowing that I'm going to notarize the documents properly. So that is a good feeling. And then you don't get that many individuals that need the repeat business, but I'm always asking them for referrals, so that seems to help. Okay,
very good. So how do you handle if there's sensitive information in the documents?
I am approved through a lot of title companies. I get a 10-year background check, so that eases a lot of people's mind. I keep a log of the documentation and the time-sensitive items. I actually lock up my journal. Okay. As well.
Well, that's very reassuring.
Yes,
for sure. So, what steps do you take to verify somebody's identity?
Driver's license is required by the state, so I mainly do the driver's license and a secondary ID. If I just want to double check, I ask them for a secondary ID. So I do a passport, social security card, military ID. I just double check, and then I do, of course, like I said earlier, log it into my journal because that's required. Each document notarized needs to be logged in.
Okay. And do you come across a lot of people that still don't have a real ID?
There's a few still. Yeah. But as long as, because their driver's license is not expired, it's still valid.
Okay. I don't know about if you had to go through the same thing, but when we moved several times, and now to get a real ID, you have to show where your name changed from your birth certificate to where you are now. So if y'all didn't think that you were going to ever need your marriage certificate, you need it.
You need it.
Because you're not getting a driver's license unless you have your marriage license.
Right.
So I did that twice. Yeah. You would have thought I'd learned the first time when I had to drive back to my house and dig through my papers to get my marriage license.
Yeah.
2 times I forgot. Have you ever encountered any legal or ethical gray areas besides the passport?
Besides the passport, honestly, no, because I try to be very upfront and disclose to them what I can help them with. And everyone seems to have the proper documentation anyways. So
Okay. So it's
full
pretty
disclosure.
easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Easy
Yeah.
peasy. All right. What tools do you have? Do you have your little notary stamp and
Have the official notary seal. I have my journal, of course, and of course I keep the fingerprint, thumbprint. I have my sanitizer, my pens.
So you do a little thumbprint thing?
Yes, sometimes
wow.
I do.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep. And then if they need the certificate, if it's not pretty much set on the document what it is, I always have an additional certificate to put on there.
Okay. Yeah. Do you offer remote online notary?
I do. I do. I actually finally got approved by the state. So I have my electronic seal. I purchased a secured platform to do the remote online.
So I was going to say, how do you verify the person if it's remote?
Remote, they have to answer a few, I think it's like 5 or 6 questions. And they have a time limit. They'll have about 2 minutes to answer those questions, and they could take it twice. So, and then they also show me their ID because it's a video as well, video and audio recording. And then I disclose that to them up front.
So that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, so as a remote online notary, is that only for Tennessee or how does that work? Like if there's somebody that's living in New York and they're buying a house in Tennessee, can they use you?
They can use me. That's why I wanted to get this finalized and approved, because now I'm nationwide. So
how exciting.
I'm very excited. I'm starting to get going on that.
That's awesome. Yeah. That is so valuable because people, and especially if you're in different time zones and, you know, they don't get off of work until a certain time and they still need to get the stuff notarized or...
Yeah, and if my hours for travel notary, I could, for being a remote, definitely will extend that because I don't have to travel.
Yeah.
I'm at home.
Yeah.
I could be in my sweatshirt, but professionally.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, as professionals, you know, sometimes you have to go outside of the normal, you know, banking hours or whatever, and that's okay. And that makes it easier if you don't have to go drive somewhere that you're not comfortable with. So and they can do it from home, you can do it from home.
And I'm just trying to be that concierge service, the white glove service, so I get repeat business and they remember me, and I just want to help them as much as I can.
Absolutely. So here's a good one. Have you ever had a really strange or funny notary experience?
Well,
like whatever, as far as you can disclose, because
I mean, it's not really strange, but I protected the title company because I did have a loan signing at a residence, and it was a power of attorney. They were signing for their father. They didn't have the power of attorney even prepared. The document wasn't with them. So immediately had to stop that signing, of course. I didn't even proceed.
Yeah. Did it seem like it was going to be fraud, or?
That's what we were wondering.
Yeah.
So I just politely said, I'm sorry, I cannot proceed with this because you are supposed to be signing for your father and you don't have that document.
Okay.
So packed it up and left.
There you go. Sometimes you got to do that. If your mobile notary job were a movie, what would it be called?
Go-Go Girl Notary.
Go-Go Girl Notary.
And why I say it, because my license plate is Go-Go Girl, but my dad used to call me his Go-Go Girl.
Aww.
And that's why the go in my business is that.
Go-Notary.
You go notary.
In honor of your dad.
Yeah.
Aww.
So, that's just a little extra.
So if you need some paperwork notarized and you feel like, you know, how are we going to get this done? You're too busy. This is Sheri Buckman, and she will be glad to take care of you. Reach out to her, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.